Well, hello everyone. And today we have a conversation about Tantra with glorious Lacey. Lacey is in my apprenticeship program right now, and she's been in a deep self-discovery, self-exploration mode, did lots of healing work, became aware of many amazing things about herself and energy and how Tantra works and what Tantra is. So I'm really excited for this conversation. This is the opportunity to see a different angle, right? Every person has their own personal relationship with Tantra. So we are going to visit Lacey's tantric world today and learn more about what was her experience, what is her experience, and how she builds this relationship with Tantra. All
Yeah,
right, welcome, Lacey.
thank you.
So, to start the conversation, let's start with your personal story. What brought you to tantric world, the world of tantra, and what was your first experience with tantra?
Yeah, so that's a really great question, and a great place to begin. Um, my partner, Sean, who's now my fiance, he had introduced me to Tantra. And it was something that I heard about, but I'd never practiced. And so I started doing some simple practices with him, and not too much longer. We had been invited to go to a retreat that Lana was hosting, and it was my very first Tantra retreat, and Sean's as well. Um, and we were both really excited about it because we both had been through divorces, and I just was thinking, like, our relationship was in a really great place, but I thought I really want to create a strong foundation for our relationship. Like, it's great, but the connection that we had already begun to create was really something that was deeper than I'd ever felt before, and it was so beautiful. And so I was really excited to explore more of that at the Tantra retreat and really go deeper with everything, because everything we were doing is pretty basic, but really beautiful at the same time. So when we got to the retreat and I met Lana for the first time in our group, it was incredible. But I soon found when I was there that it wasn't my relationship with my partner that needed the help in the foundation. Um, it was the relationship with myself in
Mm.
my own body. And that was the first day of like this beautiful path that I've been on of just healing and transformation and growth. And for me, it's been all about learning to love myself and to be intimate with myself as well. Um, just real quick, too, a little bit of background from me is I grew up in an LTS religion, and within the religion, you are taught that your body's a temple, but other than that, you're not taught anything at all. I had no relationship with my body whatsoever. And so when I stepped into Tantra, it's been such a beautiful journey for me because for the first time in my life, and I'm now 40 years old, I finally have a relationship with myself and my body. And I'm finally able to really go deep within myself and do the healing and the work and surrender to myself as well within my practices. Because surrendering to my partner and having a great life, when it comes to even sexual sex and intimacy, it's always actually been really amazing. But I had no idea how to have any intimacy with myself. And so it's been a beautiful journey for me to just have self growth, healing, and self love and intimacy. So, yeah.
So beautiful. Yes, I love this direction that we're going in terms of like reconnecting with your body and building really deep, intimate relationship with the body. So maybe you could
Mhm.
tell us a little bit more about what was your journey like, looked like, and what did you discover about your body and relationship with your body? What did you feel you needed to heal with the relation in the relationship with your body?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So, when I went to my first, like after our first retreat, it was kind of wild because we started doing some really deep breath work activations, and I could feel that there was a lot of releasing that I was releasing through breath work, a lot of trauma release and whatnot. And it was just, sorry, like, how do I'm just losing my thoughts for a second. Um, sorry, now I'm getting in my head about it. Wait, could you repeat the question again?
Yeah, what did you discover in relationship about the relationship with your body? What uh, needed to be
Okay, yeah.
healed?
So what I started doing with the breath work and whatnot, that was something that I started really gravitating towards. And I had no idea like how powerful breath work could be. And so when got home after our first Tantra retreat and our second one that we had done, I started really incorporating breath work into my practices. And for the first time, I started actually feeling sensation within my body when I was alone with myself and was able to kind of surrender to myself, because it was a really unique situation to be able to be with my partner and to be able to feel all these things and have beautiful orgasms, but I couldn't get myself there. And so I started out with ocean breath practice. And that's the first practice that I started doing that really allowed me to because it stimulates your vagus nerve when you're breathing with the ocean breath. So it really allowed me to relax and get out of that fight or flight place that I had been in within my own body, which I was living in most of the time. And it got me out of my head and into my body. And for the first time, I really started feeling like the energy move through my body. And I could feel healing coming from that as well. And it wasn't immediate, but it took quite a few times when I was finally able to actually get myself to even orgasm and finally surrender to myself and feel pleasure
Mm.
within my own body. And so that was probably the first thing that I was really felt drawn to and started healing within myself, because I think there was a lot of blocks and traumas, especially from being raised in the religion that I've been raised in. Um, so that was my first step into Tantra. I mean, there's been a lot of things that have come up for me as well, like a lot of things that we've learned within Tantra that have honestly just really opened my eyes about just things that I've been through. It's helped me kind of just overcome a lot of blocks and a lot of honestly just a lot. It's helped put a lot of things that I've been in through, like that I went through in my earlier years and through my marriage and whatnot. Like it's helped me really just, I guess, just heal those wounds. But also, I guess what I'm trying to say is have an understanding of why these things even happened.
Mm.
Um, and I hope that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If you're open to share a little bit more about your Kundalini awakening experience, because I know you had that experience early on in your life, but I feel like when we started to go into Tantra and learning all these practices and tools, it was helpful for you to actually integrate that experience and go deeper into that activated state that you can access now on your own and utilize for your growth, for your expansion, for your exploration, for healing yourself, for creating your own world and your own space for intimacy and relationships. So could you share a little bit about this piece because it's very powerful.
Yeah. So I'll try not take too long to share this story, but when I was 17, I had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening, which was really incredible and powerful. And I didn't really understand what had happened to me when it happened. I was 17 years old and I was isolated in the back of my friend's car. We were on the way to go get pizza and no one was with me. And all of a sudden, I was blasted with this insane amount of bliss. Like, no amount of plant medicine or anything has ever compared to what I felt that day in that moment. That just felt kind of suspended in time. And the feeling was so great that I actually closed my eyes and kind of like fell back a little bit into my seat. But when I closed my eyes, it was as if they were wide open. And what I saw was a very clear vision of myself looking back at me. And it was really surreal because I never looked more beautiful. I remember just like looking at myself looking down on me, back at me. And it was just like, I was just this perfect soul. And then there was also a spiral of sacred geometry that was coming towards me, which was really interesting. And then after that had happened, I just opened my eyes and it was done. And I had no idea what to make of the experience. So I literally told no one. I thought maybe I had been drugged, but there was no come down effect. If anything, it was the complete opposite. Without knowing it, my vibration had elevated to my vibration had elevated to a high level. And so it became one of the most surreal summers of my life. And just to share a few things that happened, if you're experiencing any of these signs, is, um, I was doing things like finishing people's sentences. I was witnessing and recognizing miracles that were happening in my life every day without actually trying to. I just started being aware of them. And that was really beautiful. One of the things, though, that also happened was like the love that I had for people just expanded 1,000 times that day. I mean, I remember just having so much love for even just the homeless people on the side of the street. And when I would touch people, I could feel that there was a shift in them.
Mm.
So those were just a few things that happened. There were many more, but I had no idea what to make of the experience. It just ended up being actually a very beautiful summer. Sometimes people who have awakenings, it could be a little tricky to manage, but I think because I was out and getting grounded every day, I was able to really kind of handle the vibration. But eventually my vibration kind of came down a little bit. It wasn't so elevated. Now, fast forward to Tantra. It's been wild because when I started learning more about Tantra, I realized that it had a lot to do with Kundalini. And for me, I was like, oh my gosh, like it's become more of like a remembrance, right? Like
Mm.
it's just all of a sudden I had this like I've had so many epiphanies within Tantra, and I just realized like that having that Kundalini awakening and being drawn towards Tantra because it works so much with the Kundalini, which is your life force energy within you.
Mm.
Like it made so much sense. And the way I like to describe Tantra is like it's this language that I understand.
Mm.
Like it makes so much sense to me. Everything that I learn, especially just, you know, understanding that it's like spirituality through embodiment, which is so beautiful because one of the things that I truly believe why we're here on this earth is to expand our consciousness in a way that can't be done without the presence of a body,
Mhm.
the human body. And so when I learned that Tantra was all about embodiment practices and spirituality and expansion, through the body, not of it, but through it. I just, once again, was like, all of this just is falling into place. It makes so much sense to me. So, yeah. And being able to work with the Kundalini energy now, I've had some very powerful experiences and with that. And I've been able to, Tantra's taught me to, since it's helped me really get out of my head into my body, I've been able to really connect with that Kundalini, that life force energy within me, which is something that I hadn't done really, since I was 17. I think it was always present, but I never really knew how to work with it. And so Tantra's really helped me kind of hone in my abilities with the energy. And so I've been able to have full body orgasms. Like, and it actually happened kind of spontaneously. I didn't even know what was happening at first. It was almost like just this love gasm. I was having so much love in this moment. And then all of a sudden, my whole body just started to vibrate, and I could feel it kind of just climax, but then just like, I
Mm.
just like melted into it. And I was like, holy shit. Like, am I allowed to swear? What just happened? But so having that experience, it's been so beautiful because ever since now, I've been able to really feel into my body and I'm able to have like these amazing full body orgasms. And what's really cool about that too is I've actually been able to um, help my partner have orgasms. He hasn't really had like full body ones, but without ejaculating, but I've been able to work with him. And then I've also have a friend that I was able to show and work with him on how to do it. And he's been able to do it as well and have these full body energetic orgasms. But it's
Mm.
been absolutely incredible. And again, I just feel like my path has been so divinely guided because Tantra just is, like you say, like Lana always teaches us that skills are like something that you learn, like to drive a car, but gifts are something that you remember. And
Mm.
those are things that are inside you, inside your heart. And it's just been this path of remembrance. And it's been absolutely beautiful. And Lana's just been that tool, that coach, that angel, that guide to just kind of show me, and not even necessarily, I would say show, like you really, well, I guess, yeah, show, like you really help facilitate us to be guided towards our own remembering,
Mm.
towards our own gifts. And you do such a beautiful job with that because all of us in this community, what's so beautiful with the apprenticeship, there's about 8 of us, I think, right?
9.
And or nine, there's 9. And we all have our own unique gifts, our own medicine that we're able to share with the world. And Lana's really been able to help us tap into what our gifts are and what our medicine is. And I really didn't know what my medicine was in the beginning. Um, but now I'm starting to learn what that is. And a lot of that has to do with just this unconditional love that I still have, for others, and that I'm very energetic. And so I've been able to really start recognizing, okay, I think that's my gift, and I'm able to work with it. And I've been able to use that to help other women and men as well. So it's been incredible. Yeah.
Yes, this is so beautiful. And you started to answer the question I wanted to ask next, which is about your gifts and what kind of tantric gift that you see within yourself. I definitely see a very powerful gift of just your presence, just being around you, being in your field can be transformational for people. And all these multiple stories when people come to you and you just look into their eyes, you like put your hand on their arm or their heart, and they're just like complete transformation of the moment. They start feeling it, so you can actually share this energy with other people without even like talking to them, right? And
Yeah.
that's the beautiful gift that Lacey has. So I would like you to share a little bit more about discovering this gift and um, becoming more confident using it, because the way we were brought up was like, oh, we need to get this master degree and we need to be very logical, very intellectual, and we have to read volumes and volumes of books to become professionals, and only then we can be valid or qualified to to do
Hmm.
something or to be paid for something or to hold space, whatever, right? And here in Tantra, you just come in, you remember your gift, you do your work, but it doesn't take forever to realize like, wow, I actually can share my gift now with others, and it's already creating a huge impact. Just me being in my power, being centered, being embodied, right? That's part of the tantric, one of the central tantric principles, embodiment, like how we allow ourselves to be powerful in our embodied state. Like how do we transmit that energy that comes from our deepest truth, our heart, right? And you've got that. So I would like to hear a little bit more about this experience and how you start to work with these gifts and how you start to share it with other people.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yes, gosh, it's been such a beautiful journey to find out what my medicine is because when I first began, I really didn't know what it was. Um, but Tantra's really been able to kind of help me go deep and just um, see things so clearly. Like I've had so many epiphanies and downloads and now a lot of things make more sense to me about my own gifts. So let me just share a little bit about that that Lana's talking about. Um, so for me, when I had my Kundalini awakening as well, like I think what it does for us is it doesn't give us any new gifts, right? It enhances the gifts that we already have, right? And so when I had that, when I would talk with people and I would touch them, I could see and feel a shift in them. And so what I've been able to do with Tantra is it's teaching me how to finally work with that Kundalini energy, right? So it's kind of like maybe if you've experienced plant medicine, if you sometimes if you take enough plant medicine, it kind of like the plant medicine kind of does the work for you, right? But once you've done enough, you kind of understand how to that you are the medicine and you're able to lean into that. So what Tantra's helped me do is it's helped me really lean into that Kundalini energy. And instead of that, when it was so overpowering, like
Mhm.
it allowed me to just finish people's sentences and have this like love and all these incredible things were happening. It's teaching me now how, that energy is still within me and I could still work with it. So what I've been doing and I've been noticing is I've almost been like I'm a mirror for others. We're all a mirror for each other, and that's something that I've learned within Tantra as well. We're all reflecting all these beautiful things within us, and I've had these amazing moments with people where I've been able to really stand in my power and um, like I'll let me just share an example. I guess this will be best. So there was this one day when I was at the gym and there was this girl who I just was looking at and she was coming into class and she looked just so beautiful and glowing and radiant. And I just let her know, like, oh my gosh, like you are so beautiful. And class was getting started and she was like, thank you. But she went and set her stuff up. And then at the end of class, she came up to me and she was like in tears and she was just telling me how what I had said to her, my compliment, and just sharing that with her, like made her feel so good inside because when she was a child, she was made fun of a lot. And it was so beautiful for me to be able to be in that moment, to be a tantrika and stand in my power and be able to look her in the eyes and allow her to see her beauty through my eyes.
Mm.
And it was one of those moments where I just thought, this is my gift. Like, my gift is being able to see the beauty in others. And when they can't, I'm able to reflect that to them. And I like was able to put my hand, on her too. And I could tell that there was like a shift in her. And it was such a beautiful moment between the two of us. Um, and there was another time too where I was in yoga class and I'm very energetic, probably because of my awakening as well, but I'm very sensitive to it. And there was a woman behind me, and it's pretty calm and quiet in a yoga class, but I could feel her energy. Like she was just, and so I just turned around and I like honed in my tantrika and my power. I was able to stand in my power, something I would have never done if I hadn't started tantra. And I just put my hand on her in the arch of her foot and I just looked her in the eyes and I just let her know that it was going to be okay. And I could just see her just melt. And she just was like, okay. And it was beautiful because she was a friend. I'd never seen her in yoga before though. And she sent me a text message later just saying how much that meant to her and that she was really having a hard time. And then about a week or two later, she also shared with me that her son had called her and was having a really bad panic attack. He's older, he had his own apartment. So she went to his apartment and she said, Lacey, I was able to take what you did for me and go to my son and hold him and
Mm.
give him that strength and that love and let him know it's going to be okay. And that really brought me to tears because it was such a another beautiful moment of seeing what my medicine is. In our medicine, we all have our unique blueprints and our own medicine that we can share with the world. I'm still very new to all of this and learning about my own medicine, but I'm definitely finding that a huge part of my path and my journey is being able to be a mirror for other women and men and to reflect the beauty in them. Um, and that's so beautiful. Like, in what you see, like what we see in each other, we see it because it's in ourselves. But and and there might be shadows too. You might see things that you don't like, and that's okay, because there's so much light in those shadows. Um, but so when people ever come up to me and compliment me in any way, it's so beautiful because I'm able to look them in the eyes and have this knowing that they're seeing that beauty in me
Mm.
because it's within them. And that's something that Tantra's taught me. And it's been absolutely beautiful and so healing. And it's really helped me heal too in so many ways because within my marriage, my ex-husband, he wouldn't tell me I was beautiful. Like he told me that he would never tell me I was beautiful. Um, and that's okay. But it also, there was a beautiful gift in that because when we got divorced, I remember thinking, like, I am always going to accept a compliment. I'm going to receive, but I want women to know how beautiful they are. And so being able to be a mirror for other women and have them be a mirror for me has been so healing in my journey because that really affected me in my marriage. And I didn't realize how much it affected me until I started to like date and be around other people. So it's just been so healing for me to be in this place, to just be this mirror and to give this love and to be able to put my hands on people's heart or just on their foot or give them a hug and just know that it's making a difference. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
So powerful. Wow, I feel this kind of like goosebumps in my body, like I feel the energy and power of your gift.
Mhm.
And that's what Tantra is about. It's this language that you, like you said, it's, you know, like right now, scientists even like have this research that only 7% of our communication with our environment and with other people is verbal. And we rely on language so much, right? Like only 7%. The rest is energetic. The rest is like body language, the way we hold ourselves, what we feel when we're around other people, right? There are so many layers of that interaction that is not even registered consciously, but people are constantly interacting. And you mastering this part, energetic part, opens the doors directly to people's bodies and hearts. They can feel immediately. You don't need to explain. You don't need to have PhD on this to be able to remove these walls of separation, to remove this kind of glass, glass that separates us. Sometimes people are afraid to look at each other, right? People are feeling awkward to like talk to like strangers, and you just like showing up and removing all of that and creating this field of love that everybody is just like, oh my God, how can I just be in this space, right? You show them what is possible, like based on your stories. I'm like reflecting it back to you. It's like that is something that, so many people are craving and they just don't know how to access it. And you're like offering this access right here and right now. So this is what's so beautiful. And I want to like really uh, highlight this gift, how precious it is. And there are some other women and men in the world who have this gift, but they don't know how to use it. So by you
Yeah.
sharing your story, you actually encourage people who are connected this way to energy, who can feel other people this way, actually is empowering them also to look within it like, wow, maybe I also have this kind of gift.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thank you
Absolutely.
for sharing this part. I wanted to ask you about the community and also the practice of healing partnership that we explore in our apprenticeship program, right? So I remember you were very interested in this part. So if you can share a little bit
Hmm.
about your experience of healing partnership, how you understand it, and how tantric community also helps you grow and explore.
Yeah. So when I was first introduced the term healing partnership by Lana, I was like, and kind of had started having an understanding of it. I just thought this is going to change the world. Because I started seeing that, I have my partner, my lover, my fiance, Sean, and then I also have my partner with my ex-husband, my co-parent. We get along very well now, and he's my partner. And then I have this healing partner that's also within Sean as well, but we've had healing partners within the community, and I would say everyone within the apprenticeship has been we're all healing partners to each other. And what it is just we come together, whether it's two of us or we a lot of times we'll all come together as well to do some processes with each other, and we'll go through an activation. or we'll talk about what's real for us. And then we do an activation, which, is breath, sound, movement, touch, visualization of energy. What that does is it gets you out of your head and into your body. And when you're doing these activations, um, a lot of things can come up for you, maybe sadness, laughter, anything might come up. But, sometimes there's a lot of blocks. You might cry, you might feel certain ways and you don't know why. But it's really beautiful when you do these activations with your healing partner. What they do is we simply just hold space for each other, like nothing more. And we process afterwards, but it's nothing that's difficult or too much. I mean, because I was a little worried at first, am I going to be enough? But just like Lana, we've shared, your presence is enough, and being able to just hold space and witness, and to just have a partner specifically just for healing. Like maybe you need to be held, maybe you need some water, maybe you need food after, maybe you just need to process out loud with your thoughts. I am definitely a speaker to a thinker. So being able to talk and communicate with my healing partner or whoever it is that I'm processing with, whichever healing partner, or with the collective as well, has been so incredibly healing for me. And there's just no judgment. And so it's just, I think that if we all had a healing partner, like that it would change the world. It's been so empowering, so beautiful. I've had so many breakthroughs, downloads, and epiphanies, and it just feels good to be held, like, and to be seen, to be witnessed. So many of us, I think, especially as women, we all want to be seen, loved, and heard, right? And honored.
Mhm.
And I think once again, kind of almost tying it in with that mirroring, right? Like we all are a mirror for each other, and having a healing partner see you, truly see you in whatever condition you show up in, and kind of just hold that space while you're going through that activation. It's been life changing. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah. And I can't believe, once again, I've been doing life any other way. So, yeah, thank you for that.
Yes, yes. So so powerful, right? It creates this the whole field of belonging. That's how I see it. Like we're creating this community together. We're weaving our gifts and medicine together, and we create this field of belonging where everyone feels safe to be fully themselves and to fully open up with whatever is real for them. That's the question we ask, right? Because there is
Yeah.
so much in pretending and impressing and people pleasing and walking on eggshell and being afraid to say something wrong or like hurt somebody's feeling or judge or be judged, like in the world. And like to be in the space where everything, none of that actually present, like removing these walls, removing this um, all this, we can have triggers, but we'd see the triggers as opportunity to grow and, as you said, mirrors and work through them. It's just such a blessing just for us to finally energetically open up and feel safe. And that's the foundation for like really healthy community. Like, wow, I feel safe to be around these people, I trust them, we're there for each other, we can ask and for what we need, and we give it and receive from the heart. That's one of the
Yes.
agreements, right? So could you say a few words about what it means for you to be part of the community, like tantric community? Because it definitely has its own energetic signature, it definitely has its own foundation that is different from other communities.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't even know if I would know how to put it into words because it's been the most beautiful journey and so incredibly healing and just so powerful. I mean, it's everything to me. I know that we're creating these bonds and these relationships and this foundation that's not only just healing us within our community, but I truly feel like because we're all connected energetically, that it's healing the world and raising the vibration of all of us. So, I mean, honestly, I feel like it's hard to put it into words. I almost feel like there's not, it can't be defined. It's just this
Mm.
pure. love based upon truth and growth and like you said, like just being able to show up knowing that we're all giving and receiving from the heart. I mean, that's one of the things that I absolutely love about Tantra. And it's helped me a lot in so many ways. Like, am I showing up, giving and receiving from the heart? And we all are in this community. It's just unlike anything I've ever been a part of. I've never been a part of a community like this, and I'm just so grateful for everyone and for their medicine and to know that we're all here for each other. And I can't wait for us to continue to expand like the mycelium,
Mm.
the network.
Yeah,
But
I see
yeah.
the
Mm.
beautiful. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So I also would like to hear about so you're opening yourself up to work with people and you're already affecting so many people and so many lives by just being around you, talking to you, connecting with your energy. You're like permissioning people to experience something they haven't experienced before because there was no permission. They didn't know it was
Yeah.
available, right? And the new ways of relating, sharing your energy, healing energy this way. So I would like to hear who would you like to work with when you
Mm.
fully show up in the world and people want to connect with you? Who would you like to work with, and what what kind of like container do you have for people? What you
Yeah.
envision?
So that's a really great question. So this is something that I've kind of just been exploring internally. But I definitely feel like I'm going to be more drawn towards working with women and even men at some point, but really women who are me, like 2 years ago or even a year ago, who are wanting to have more self-love and self-intimacy. So
Mm.
that is definitely who I feel drawn towards helping. And so I'm excited to hopefully soon start working with women who are looking to learn how to love themselves and to be intimate with themselves as well. And within, the area that I'm in, there's a lot of women who have no relationship with their body and they have no self-love. And so I'm really excited to be able to share the tools and the practices that I've been able to learn with Tantra to help open up their heart and their minds and their eyes and guide them to on a path of a remembrance, right, within themselves as well, of love and bringing it back with their breath as well. It's just been incredibly healing for me. So I'm excited to share that with other women as well. And like I said, men. So yeah, we'll see. I'm still finding my way and my path, but for right now, self-love and self-intimacy is, I feel like, going to be exactly what I'm going to be doing. So,
Yes, yes.
mhm.
Show the pathway to
Yeah,
where you are at now, because
yeah,
like we say, we teach what we want to learn, but we want to share what we have learned, and the best way is to help people who are just a few steps
yeah.
behind us, or if a bunch of steps. So that is so inspiring to have you in the world and to be available for other people. At least people can reach out and talk to you. You're present on social media, right? You have like Instagram accounts and um,
Hmm.
Facebook account where you share your
Yeah.
tantric journey and your experiences. I love also the way you express yourself. You're very good with articulating the experience, the energetics of it. So I do recommend to follow Lacey on Instagram. It's your favorite platform, and Facebook as well, because you can learn so much about her unique signature in Tantra. It's very alive. It's very vibrant. It's very full of love, charged with love. So this is where you can find Lacey. Thank you so much, Lacey, for this conversation. It's been so delightful. It's so deep and so loving. You're just such a loving, beautiful soul.
Thank you. So are you. But you see in me is in you too. So thank you so much, Lana, for this journey. And yeah, I'm really excited to get out there and connect with women, especially two people who've been through divorce and hardship, because one of the things that I've learned in Tantra too, and I'll kind of just share a little bit of this. I know we're wrapping up, but you know, Tantra's taught me that it's all there's in life, there's cycles in life, and it's all about deaths and rebirths and deaths and rebirths. And that's really put so many things into perspective for me, especially going through my divorce. I used to, you know, it used to be just this shadow in my life. And understanding that there's deaths and there's rebirths in lives, it's helped me navigate a lot of those dark times in my life. And I've been able to find like the darkest times in my life have become truly like the biggest gifts and blessings in my life. And I've been able to find that through Tantra. So I'm definitely really excited to connect with women who have been through it and help them see the light and the gifts within the shadows.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm
This is
excited.
genius. This is a genius insights right there because it's like, okay, here's the marriage, and like then people go through divorce and it's like a hell, and marriage is supposed to be this blissful experience. It's not.
Hmm.
It doesn't work that the way we were taught. So actually, when we explore tantra and how energy works in the universe, and these energetic laws actually apply to intimacy, we start to unlock these gifts that are available to us, and we stop seeing everything so black and white. So we do
Yes.
see the gifts in the shadow, and we see um, how in the universe everything is cyclic. We're going
Yeah.
through cycles and rhythms, and that's one of the laws. And how can we apply it to relationships? So Lacey
Yeah.
really mastered this piece. She has lots of insights, and she has her personal experiences behind it, education, and she can guide you on this path because she walked it.
Hmm. Yeah, it's been incredibly healing. I think I wish what I share with people most, honestly, is that death and that rebirth and cycle of life, because now I had this understanding that even like with my divorce, I had to go through that death in order for my soul to evolve in the way that it needed to. But then also within my own relationship now, it's helped me navigate times when we're not always seeing eye to eye, but now I know that this is literally it's a universal law. It's a part of life. And I'm able to understand that, sometimes we're going through deaths. And then, but when we do go through those cycles, there's a beautiful rebirth.
Mm.
And there's just so much that you're gaining. Like I truly, my darkest times in my life have now become the most beautiful like lights, the best blessings. And I'm just so grateful for Tantra guiding me, on this path. And it's been so healing. So yeah, it's been really beautiful to just have that understanding and yeah.
Thank you so much, Lacey. Connect with Lacey. She has so many gifts, and this is just the beginning. Thank you so much, Lacey.
Thank you, Lana. I love you.
Love you too.